Hello and welcome to the workshop. This weekend I picked up another Roomba. This one is a 981 from Facebook Marketplace. Fairly good price. The person that I bought it from said that they had gotten one that was a self-cleaning or self-emptying dust attachment. So they didn't want this one anymore. That's fine. I don't really plan on keeping this one either. I have 4. I don't think I need a 5th one. Our neighbors have expressed interest in having a Roomba, so I'm really just going to clean it up and pass it along to them. So let's take a look at this one, clean it up, and probably compare it to the i7 that we have. The 980 series was really I think they called it the budget version of the i7. It has really about the only feature that I've seen that it does not have, and compared to the i7, is the room. You can't tell it to go vacuum one particular room over another, but it does straight line mapping. It does straight line vacuuming throughout the house. Otherwise, it's really about the same. So I'm going to go ahead and open this up, clean it up, and go from there. I did run it today, and I think I ran it yesterday. I ran it yesterday a little bit. Battery life on it is good, so I've got no problem passing it on. And it's really one of those things where, friends will often ask, hey, how do you like your Roomba? And more often than not, they are saying, hey, do you think we want to get a Roomba, but we don't want to pay for a price of a new Roomba. So as I find deals, I don't mind passing those along. But let's go ahead and get this opened up. So I said 981. Let's start by taking off this roller, which I can already tell is packed full of dust and pet fur. Common issue there. I'm actually probably just going to go ahead and pull this cover off, just give it a good vacuum underneath. Go ahead and pull these rollers out. The rollers are a bit different than the i series. Take them apart one by one. We'll pop this bearing off of it. These don't pop off. There it goes. Yep, packed full. That one. Under it. Packed full. Doesn't surprise me. This roller, it's a bit of down comforter. That one. This roller is showing a little bit of wear, so probably want to replace that one soon. But for passing it down the line, not too bad. As I said, I did run it today, so it's got some of our dust in it. That's pretty well packed up in there. Let's empty that bin first before pulling out the filter. Yeah. And this is why I don't like using the self-emptying Roombas. Toys. I like being able to go through the dustbin and just do a quick look for any toys that may have been left on the floor, lost. Now, one thing I was having problems with running it was there seemed to be getting a lot of dust built up on that infrared detection. So there's I believe there's an infrared beam that passes across that window that once a certain percentage of it does not pass, it will say that the dustbin is full. So even though I had emptied it, it was showing a full state, which might just be from an amount of dust that has built up on it. That's better already. Tap that out. Pretty good there. Now something's stuck in there. Grab a pick here, something. What is this? It's a puzzle piece. Yeah, we'll let the owner know, see if they want that puzzle piece back, or the previous owner know about that. Alright, looks pretty clean. Other than the normal dust and hair, grab a screwdriver. Interesting, the 981 series has a panel to get to the battery directly. Go ahead and pull this out. Contacts look good. I'm looking for a date code or something that might indicate how old this battery is. Copyright 2015. Not seeing a date on it that I'm aware of. But it lasted a good hour 15, probably. Hardwood floor, a little bit of carpeting. But the only thing here that really needs to be replaced is this corner brush. Now, it looks a lot like the corner brush used on the 600 series. And of course there's lots of dust packed under that corner brush as well. Rid of that. Alright, I'm going to pull this bottom cover off, and then that way I can get the vacuum under here. So I have two holding in the battery compartment door. And one, two, I don't see any others besides these two. Alright, comes right off. So as expected, around the front roller, and just normal dust build up there. Rubber tires look pretty good. All right, just gonna vacuum that up. pretty good there. Yep. Looks good. Yeah, get that too. Backside. Cleaned up. Get these screws put back in. So I looked on the app for lifetime history or lifetime usage of the Roomba. The one nice thing about the Wi-Fi enabled Roombas, besides the fact that they're Wi-Fi enabled and you can have them start on command or through the app, is that it does list the lifetime usage. And I think it was about 210 hours. So, I mean, you think about it, 210 hours, I mean, it's less than an hour a day for a year. And pretty much every other day for 2 years. I mean, to me, that's low numbers. For as much as we run ours. 210 hours is nothing. So let's go ahead and put the battery back in. Yeah, here. Waking up. Yes, I know. I know you're upside down. Yes, you're still upside down. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, they're all tight. Let's go ahead and pop the wheel out. Not a whole lot built up in there, which, yeah, I see that. A little bit there. It's good. Free spinning. That goes back in. You can put the, almost let me forget it. Put these back in. And the ends are keyed. And I have the bearings there. Those bearings always seem to get lost. For some reason, I found a couple of Roombas, used Roombas, that have been missing those bearings. So as you change the rollers, save a bearing or two. Okay. Contacts look nice and shiny. I'm not going to worry about cleaning those up with Magic Eraser. So this one's going to be just a really quick video. This one's in really good shape. One of the newer ones. And that's it. Really not much else to it. Let's grab an i7. So Rosie. Oh, I almost forgot the corner brush. Let's see what we have. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Let's see if the 600 series brushes work. See how close they are. They look pretty close. Lengthwise, looks pretty good. Let's try it. Okay, I'm going to try to reuse that screw though. Nope, that screw will not fit that replacement brush, but the replacement brush fits in there. So let's see what we have. And to be fair, these replacement brushes are not genuine iRobot parts. So I'm going to save that screw in the box for another time, just in case. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Let's compare these two real quick. All right. So 981 and i7. Oh, I'm looking at Rosie here. She's got something hot. So, leaf or flower or something. Under there. Okay. Both have a camera built into them. That is for a light detection of where in the room. Home button, spot clean button. Handles are the same. The dustbin is a little bit different. Same 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cliff detect sensors. This guy, I'm not sure what that one's for. I have to look that one out, what that sensor is. Looks to be the same rollers, front rollers. The brushes are a little bit different on the i7. Otherwise, pretty much the same when it comes down to it. Small differences here and there. That's really it. That's simple as that. Hey, a little follow-up on this Roomba 981 that I cleaned up previously. Was running it here this morning and it kept blowing through the virtual walls. It's like it wasn't even seeing it. It's also having trouble docking home, so there's probably something wrong with this front sensor. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up, see if there's anything obvious on it. And maybe it's a disconnected wire. Don't know. So as I had said, this was one that I bought used, fairly cheap. Said it didn't have any problems, but I would have thought a docking problem would have been obvious if that was going on. It's got the battery out. Get these last two screws off. Go ahead and take the front roller out so this panel can come up and off. Oh, yeah. Corner brush. That needs to come off. Okay. So the wiring for that is deeper. Let's go ahead and pull off this, the front bumper. How many are there? 1, 2, 3. This is number 4. whole lot of time here right now to spend on this, but wanted to get, I wanted to open it up and look at it. All right, if I can identify that something has gone bad, then I'll get a part on order. I mean, electronic parts, it's either a wire's broken and it's soldering that back together, or the electronic part itself is broken itself. A little bit of force just to see which ones still need to come up out, which screws need to come out all the way. And then I'm going to spin this around a little closer to the camera. Yeah, all right. So that, yes, there it is, I see it. Let's see what the problem is. Can I show you? There was a broken wire. Yes, it looks like it got pinched. Let's see if I can help you out there. All right, that red wire is broken. So there's 2 screws holding in that sensor. There's 3 wires going to that. There is a black, there is a red, and a white. And it looks like the 2 screws are holding in this sensor. There's a connector. Let's see if I can at least get that loose. Perfect. It is loose and free. And it clipped in there. No, those are soldered on. All right, so that wire is just broken right there. Probably got pinched. Let's grab this screw, make sure it doesn't get lost. All right, that is an obvious sign, right? Either the electronic component itself is broken, or there's a wire. It's a wire. All right, yeah, it's pretty tiny. Probably what I'll end up doing is, let's unwind this a little bit. Give some looking to see if I can, what I can do to solder that in location. Probably can. I'm going to go dig up some wire and some heat shrink to maybe give that a little bit of extra strength. So yeah, be right back. Okay, collected I think everything I need. Got a little bit of wire, I've got my solder, I've got a soldering iron heating up, some heat shrink tubing, and a heat gun to hit that heat shrink tubing, and a knife just in case. So really what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to very carefully, this is very thin wire, just open this up a little bit without breaking strands. What I might do is just use a knife. So there's a little clip in here. So you can see that. That's holding that bundle together. So let's unwind this to give it a little bit more length. And then I'm going to try this small one again. The small heat shrink. Or not. It's too small. That one down. All right. Of course, it would have been easier to wrap this before tinning them. All right, gonna go with that. Go find the solder. Try to get a good solder connection there. I remembered the heat shrink, and I'm pretty happy with that. So let's, yep, nice and cool. Heat shrink is over top. Heat shrink on that tubing to protect that joint. Mostly just want to get the heat shrink tight enough that it's not going to move on us. Yeah, gonna go with that. All right, I am going to put this detector back in. And that does look like an infrared sensor. Thought it was. Just, which way did it go? Right this way. Goes up because it gets screwed into the panel. Is there a trick to it? Sliding it in? No. Screwdriver here to wedge it in. wires past the little retainer clip. How's that? Not really liking that. All right, let's take a look at this piece. Sorry. All right, so that emitter is in line with the two screw heads. So that's going to be our reference point. So it needs to go in just a little bit more and that fit in a little bit nicer. Perfect. Like that. That's under there. Let's give this a twist or two. And then clip that into the retainer clip up inside. See that? While we're here, take out some of these other sensors. All right, let's go with that. And goes back upside down. And that is a flexible connection, so that is a very likely break point. Okay, got one. Lost the other one. I was around for when I hit trace. Goodbye. Oh, well, that's actually fine. No. Once we're in, so we'll see if I can parts. Maybe. There it is. Had a brake on it. See what they are. Pretty cool. Yeah. Okay. That goes in. So get away. So now, what's the trick with this? It seems like it's just sitting there. Yeah, so just capture. So this trim piece just captures it. Top on, so it floats inside. We started. And hopefully this trim piece will sit down in. What I'll do is I will call it docks. Actually, I won't measure it. One, two. I'm all right. Probably got this without taking off the sheet. So let's do the next time. Oh yeah, all the screws are just on that. That should be come out. So there's two holes on one. One. Two. That's in the corner brush that we had to set up here. Fine. That way, battery in, live, and then. I don't like keeping Roombas on the workbench. I think I've said this in a previous video, that there are no cliff sensors in the back of the Roomba. So I had one on the bench that almost fell off because it backed up. Stop. It backed up on me. So I'm going to have him upside down. Soldering iron is off. Okay. So, tower's off. All right, see how this works now. If I press the home button, it should go home. That's perfect. That's exactly what I was supposed to do. It was not going home. before. Let's try it here. I am good with that. All right, thanks for sticking with the video. This Roomba needed a little bit more maintenance, repair than I thought it did. So if you enjoyed the video, please hit the thumbs up. If you want to see more content, please hit the subscribe and you'll get notified and it'll show up on your feed. And if you have any comments, please leave those below. Thanks and have a wonderful day. And now, one last thing to do. What do you think? About there? Yeah.